Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video talking about what we can learn from the breakdown of Kim and Kanye's relationship. So I've wanted to kind of reignite Spirituality Sunday for a while, and this idea just came to my mind. In everyday life there are always lessons to be learned. And I think whilst it's easy for us to judge celebrities or events that play out in the public eye, it's also important to know that these are real life events that are unravelling, and there is actually things there for us to learn. And it's Valentine's week and this is a relationship situation, so I feel like this is a good time to really talk about this. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please do hit a lovely thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to join our lovely community if you haven't already and you are into spiritual and psychic content. And yeah, let's get into the video. So I've got three main things that we can really learn from the situation that's gone down with Kim and Kanye. Now, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what's going on with Kim and Kanye, I'll break it down for you very quickly. Kim and Kanye were married. They are going through a very messy separation, a separation that is happening in the public eye, and I think it would be very fair to say that it's really messy because of one of their behaviours, and I'm going to talk about that as we go into what we can actually learn from this situation. Like I said again, it's very easy to look at these situations and just be judgy and gossipy, but that's coming from a really low vibration. If we really want to be high vibe beings, we need to look at this from a spiritual, high vibe point of view, which is, well, what's going on here? Like, what can we actually learn from the situation? What can I take away from this? Because there's always something in every situation to learn, okay? Regardless if it's happening directly to you, someone around you, someone who's a celebrity, there's always something to learn. So the first thing I put here that we can learn from the breakdown of Kim and Kanye's relationship is pain, when not acknowledged, causes more pain, both to you and to other people. Hurt people hurt people. I'm going to repeat that. Pain, when not acknowledged, causes more pain, both to you and to other people. Hurt people hurt people. We are seeing this play out in Kanye West's behaviour. He is hurt and he hasn't acknowledged it, and he's in complete denial and so dismissive of his own emotions that he's just, and this is often a characteristic of someone who is detached and disconnected from themselves. So instead of realising like, wow, I'm hurt, he's going, you did this to me and you did that to me and you're a bad person and you. People who are hurting and haven't acknowledged their own pain tend to blame others, tend to be very external in their expression, tend to look at everyone else and point the finger and judge. And that is what we are seeing happening with Kanye West, and he's hurting people in this situation because of it. He's hurting, allegedly, we don't know, but he's probably really hurting his ex-wife, who, fair enough, they're not together, but they were. This is someone you once loved, someone you were once with, regardless of what we think, whether you think they were in love or not. Like, come on, they were married, they had children. Like, this is someone who you built a family with, and now you're behaving this way. This is because he is so hurt. And I think with Kanye, this is years upon years upon years of pain that he's never looked at. He's never looked at himself and been like, maybe it's me, maybe I'm hurting, maybe I'm in pain. And so I really wanted that to be the number one thing that we acknowledge from the situation. Like, if you don't clear up your own mess, and we see this repeated in all the readings that I do, if you don't clear up your own mess, you don't clear up your own hurt, you don't clear up your own pain, you will go on to hurt other people and you will hurt yourself. Like, there's a famous Christina Aguilera song that says, I hurt myself by hurting you, and that is, it's just a vicious cycle. So that's the number one lesson we can learn here. Pain, when not acknowledged, causes more pain, both to you and to other people, because hurt people, and you're just causing a vicious cycle. Number two, it's so important to protect your peace. When we're dealing with other people and negative vibes and toxic situations and toxic friendships, relationships, family ships, whatever it is, protect your peace. It can be so tempting to want to snap and want to retaliate and want to be revengeful straight away. But I think we have to really stop and ask ourselves, And I'm human like everybody else. These are just things that I'm picking up on. So these are things that I can take away as well. Is this going to bring me peace? Is what I'm about to do in retaliation or revenge or whatever going to bring me peace? If not, choose peace. Because all you're doing, if you don't, is feeding into the circus. Kim Kardashian, whatever you think of her, I think she has handled this as gracefully as you really possibly can, because regardless of how you think of Kim or whatever, Kanye West is attacking her publicly. Almost every day when I'm online, I'm seeing something new from Kanye. And it's disrespectful, which I'll go on to do with the third and final point, but the second point really is protect your peace. Now, this means, and I'll talk about this in the third and final piece, this doesn't mean you don't express your emotions, this doesn't mean you don't voice how you feel, it means you find safe and healthy ways to do that, which I'll talk about in the final point. But always just, if you can, it's hard to catch yourself and be like, let me just check myself here, am I choosing peace? Because you have two options, you choose peace or you choose fear. And if you feed into fear, like imagine, don't get me wrong, Kim has responded, but I think she did it in a tasteful way, in the best way that you really can do it in a publicly played situation. And there'll be people that come across this video and say, oh, she's biased to Kim. No, I'm just reading the situation. Because Kim Kardashian could have bit back at Kanye many times. She could have bit back at him many times and been like, well, you did this, and then he'll be like, well, you did this, even though he's doing it anyway. And all that ends up in is this tug of war, and it's just pointless. You're just continuously adding fuel to the fire. Choose peace, step back, and let the fire burn, because eventually it will go out. But if you're both continuing to add to the fire, it's just going to keep burning and keep burning and keep burning. So protect your peace by choosing healthy ways to express your emotions. Leading me to the third and final thing that we can really, and there's many things we can learn, but these are the three main things that I picked out. The third thing is there is a time and a place. There are healthy ways to express your emotions, and the way Kanye West is going about it ain't it. There are healthy ways to express your emotions, no matter how hurt you are, no matter how in pain you are, no matter how distressing or distraught you feel, there are still healthy ways for you to express your emotions, and I've listed a few. Write a letter. You don't ever have to send it to the person. Just write it, get it out of your body, because the aggression and the anger and the hurt and the pain, when it sits in your body, that's when it becomes a real problem. You need to find a way to outlet it, because what happens is, like Kanye West, it sits and it sits and it sits and it sits and it builds and it overflows, and then we have this blur, like, you know. So write a letter. You don't have to send it, or you can send it, but just write it out, and then you can read it back and be analytical from a stepped back perspective as to whether you really need to say what you said. Send a voice note or record audio and hear yourself back, hearing how you really feel. Record a video. Just speak how you feel and get it out of your system. Pick up the phone and make a call. Speak to someone who you can feel supported by, or who's going to hear what you have to say first and say, I'm thinking of saying this, should I say it? Write an email, similar to a letter, just in an email form. How you treat people says more about you than them. And being respectful, no matter how upsetting the situation is, like a breakup or a divorce, it says more about you than it does about them. Being respectful is so important. There is a time and a place. And therapy, journaling, self-development, finding safe spaces, that's where you want to be expressing your emotions. Not in an explosive, destructive manner. So, those are the three main spiritual lessons that I have taken from Kim and Kanye's relationship breakdown. Please do leave below any spiritual lessons that you've maybe learned from your own relationship breakdown, or from theirs, or from any other situation that you've maybe been through in your life where, you know, relationships or situations have broken down. These are my top three. And yeah, I just think it's important to know that we can always look at things from a spiritual perspective rather than being judgy and gossipy, come at it from a high vibe. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe if you haven't already to join our lovely community, because I upload spiritual and psychic content every single week. I am also a psychic medium and a spirituality coach, and you can book a private reading with me over on my website. Again, let me know what spiritual lessons you take away from similar situations to this, or from Kim Ye's situation. And I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye!